Hi everyone, I'm Cassie. Welcome to my channel, and today I'm doing the 4th of July book tag, which I believe came out last year by Talking Leaves, who I will link in the description, and I found it from CC, Problems of a Book Nerd, who I will also link in the description. And so I'm just gonna get started. The first question is, getting patriotic, 3 books you have read with a red, white, and blue cover. Instead the first one is blue, and if you have watched any of my other videos, this should not be a surprise. It is Little Princes by Connor Greenman, and this is about Connor's trip or time in Nepal helping orphans and finding out that they're not orphans and going to find their parents. And if you want more information about this book and Connor and his work, I will leave all the descriptions below in the video link right about here. Next one is Red, and with that I went with United We Spy by Ali Carter, which was published in 2013 by Disney Harpoon. This is the last series in the Gallagher Girls series, where Cammy and her friends have finally found out who is basically trying to kill her, and have got on the hunt to get the very last information they need to stop the people that are trying to kill her. And it's just a very great, fun, adventurous story, and I need to do a full review of that series, which I will do eventually, but it's going to take a while, so we'll see how that goes. The last book is a white book, which I am going with 1984 by George Orwell, which was first published in 1950 by the New American Library. I'm looking to the sides because my laptop is right there, as I have mentioned. This is kind of where the whole idea of Big Brother comes from, and just watching what you do, and kind of what most people consider modern America was predicted in this novel. And I need to reread it because I read it when I was like 14 and it wasn't even my copy, so I kind of read it fast and I don't think I really appreciated it, so I'm gonna reread that sometime within the next year and a half, hopefully. Next question is favorite book with a ragtag group of rebels, and with that I'm going with The Smoke from Eliot, which is by Scott Westerfeld and was published in 2005 by Simon Plus, who we all know I love their books. So The Smoke is kind of like this community of people who live in the wild, and if you read the Eliot series, you know that the Eliot series takes place like 1,000 or so years in the future, and it's high technology, and everyone looks more or less exactly the same, and there's no wars, and there's no arguments, and everybody's happy and perfect and has everything they need, except for the problem with The Smoke, who think that this life is wrong and want to end it. And they have this boy named David who kind of comes to the cities and meets with the kind of more rebellious people in the towns, and then after a while, if they want to, takes them to The Smoke, where they are basically runaways and living like, I want to say Native Americans, kind of, living off the land, being useful. And the cities don't like that because, you know, it's not good for the environment and people are thinking on their own. And it's about 3 books long with the smoke battle and the government, but eventually the Smokies win. And then there's the last book that talks about life after that, which is not really part of the original series. And then a book that takes place in the 13 original colonies. I'm going with The Crucible by Arthur Miller, that came out originally in 1953, and as we all know, it's a play, so there's not really a publisher for it. This is about the Salem witch trials in Salem, Massachusetts, and the girls who kind of started the hysteria and them dealing with it. I don't remember it because I read it for class and I didn't really pay attention to it, but I know there's a TV show kind of based off of it now, and so it kind of made me thinking about it again. I do kind of want to watch a TV show if I can find it again. If anyone knows what that show is that's based off of the Salem witch trials, let me know in the comments. That would be awesome. Thank you. The next book is a book that takes place in England. And I really debated about this book. I went between 4 or 5. And I finally went with the latest one that I read, which is Geek Girl by Holly something with an S. I don't know how to say it, I'm sorry. And it's about a girl named Harriet whose best friend drags her off to a fashion show. And Harriet is kind of clumsy, and she knocks over this big old thing, and apparently a model recruiter saw her do this and was like, I want this girl. She's clumsy and adorable, I guess, and so she goes through this big mess of becoming a model. And the one thing I like about this book is that, well, I guess those 2 things. Her parents are around, they're really involved. Her dad's kind of like a manager and goes to Russia with her, which the company says they have to do because she's under 18, and so the parents are around, yay! And that this book is technically considered a child's book, and as asexual, I really like that because it is based around a 16-year-old, but there's not a lot of romance in it because it's made for like probably 12 or 13-year-olds. So that makes me really happy. Fireworks, a book that ends with a bang. And with that, I'm going with Soulbound by Heather, who now goes by Zach Brewer, and I love him so much. And this was published in 2012 by somebody called Dial, D-I-A-L. I've never heard of that before. It's a fantasy novel, and so it's about a girl who goes off to boarding school to train to become either a hunter or a healer or a mage or something. I don't know. It's amazing. And in this world, everyone has like a soul fighting mate, and hers ends up being one of the older students who was said to already have a fighting soulmate. Towards the end of the book, they find out that they are actually matched, which means that you can have a second soul fight mate, and it kind of leaves you on a gigantic cliffhanger, and I need to know what happens, but I'm not, because the series was discontinued. Teen Harpoon said they were going to pick it up, and they said in the fall, but they didn't, and I need that book so bad. I've been waiting for it for 4 years, and I need to know what happens. It was so good. It was my first fantasy novel, so that also might be why I'm so attracted to it, but also it was written by Heather Brewer, or Zach Brewer, I'm sorry, and I just love all of his books, so I need that. The last is, again, patriotic. 3 books on your TBR that fit the red, white, and blue theme. And so, actually I have known these ones because, you know, TBR. So, the first one is Eldest. I am reading Eragon right now, so that's why you haven't seen it so far. The only thing I know is what I know from the Eragon movie, and the little bit I've read in Eragon, only like 100 pages in. And so, it's a 500-page book, so it hasn't gone that far. So, obviously, I think, like, dragons are coming back alive, and I don't know. I'll get to this book by the end of the week. And the next one, White, is The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls, which I have talked about before in other hauls. So I won't go into this much other than it is about a girl who was abused, I believe, as a child, and her life dealing with that. The only thing about this book is what I found in the back, and a little bit I've read on the internet, but I try not to think about that too much. I want to go into this book not really knowing much about it, except for what I've just said. Nikki, I promise, I'm reading it this summer. And the last one is a book I have actually already read, but I want to reread it so that I can read the rest of the series, and that is Delirium by Lauren Oliver. I loved Before We Fall, and I loved this book, but it took too long for the second and third one to come out, so I kind of pushed this aside and started reading other books, but I want to finish the series, so I'm going to reread this one and then probably get the next 2 from the library. That is my red, white, and blue 4th of July tag, not mine, obviously, but my answers to it, and I'm only taking one person. Anyone else who wants to do this can make it. I'm taking Captured in the Woods Jay, I believe is his name, because he lives in Canada, and so I want to see his answers to it. And also because I love and I miss Canada so much, because I used to live like 20 minutes away and would go there all the time. So, that is it. If you like this video, like, and if you want to, subscribe, and I will see you all next Monday. Peace!